Penseus, a Penelope slash Odysseus podfic written by me, Hino, from the fandoms Homer's work, or ancient Greek religion and law, or Epic the Musical, any and all of these work. Summary: Penelope is taking a break from Sparta, and on this spontaneous vacation, which does not have her father's permission or knowledge, she runs away. She finds herself on a rocky and rainy island, where she first meets Prince Odysseus of Ithaca underneath an olive tree. Or the author heard carved into the olive tree where we first met, and wondered why they first met on a small and insignificant island of Ithaca instead of powerful Sparta, homeland of Penelope. Chapter 1. Penelope waved goodbye to the sailors who had brought her from the mouth of the Eurytas River to this harbour. She inhaled the fresh air. This island filled with sheep, rocks, and peace would offer a good respite from Sparta, with its wrestling, fighting, and prophecies of war. She was done with her family, who seemed so unfazed by the fact that Theseus had kidnapped her cousin Helen, who just didn't seem to care that Helen's brothers had gone missing after that incident. As if Castor and Pollux weren't the last male heirs of the throne of Sparta, its fate now in the hands of whoever married Helen. No, all they cared about was preparing for the foretold war and their sports competitions. Varys was the only god. She needed a break, and if Helen being kidnapped was no big deal, then surely they wouldn't care about her cousin taking a vessel down the river to sea and then boarding another ship to a trusted trading partner. She hadn't even used a disguise. If they really were applying themselves, they would find her within a week. Although, knowing them, it would be close to a month, which was fine with her. The vacation was sounding nice. As she walked out of the harbour towards a more inland city, she noticed the blackened husk of a large building on the top of a hill. Penelope frowned at the burned out ruin. Once she reached the city, she went towards the marketplace. She would need something to do over the coming weeks, and weaving would do just fine. She hadn't been able to take her supplies with her, so her plan was to buy the materials here and ask for a loom to be set up at the palace, when she asked them for hospitality. She approached a stall selling yarn. She was greeted by an elderly vendor. "What's a well-to-do young lady like yourself doing alone here at Urania or Ithaca?" She placed a couple of small coins on the stand, while on her side. "Just need to get away, you know how it is." The vendor leaned down and inspected coins from a distance. "Pardon, eh? Had enough of the wrestling? Why do they even give women their own sports competition? Rolling around half naked in the mud, that's not seeing the place for girls. But you see that, don't you? You seem more dignified than that." Penelope's face took on an expressionless appearance. It was like she hadn't expected to be treated differently out of Sparta. "My reasons for leaving are my own, merchant. I, however, do have a question. I was planning on asking the royal family for hospitality, so I would have a place to weave before returning to my homeland. Could you point me in that direction?" She felt some of the threads before deciding on a variety of greens and greys. The shopkeeper let her inspection grudgingly happen before answering. "Full of Lady Athena's ways. Didn't know they had those in Laconia. My apologies, however, lady. The palace burned down last week. Not surprised it hadn't reached you when you departed. Most of its treasures were rescued and nobody died, but the building couldn't be saved. And while they do have a separate residence, Prince Odysseus has decreed that it should function as shelter for the palace servants. His family is currently sleeping under any roof willing to shelter them till they build a new one. You buying that? He gestures towards the yarn. Penelope debated with herself for a moment before replying, "Yes, I think so. Is this sufficient payment?" "Prince Odysseus, you said. Has something happened to the king? And do you have any recommendations for a place of shelter if the palace isn't an option?" "The front tomb of this medium-sized and alcohol even. And what happened to King Latus, you asked? Well, they say he took the fire as a divine sign that he should quit. He's planning to hand over the throne to his son as soon as they have a throne again. Last I heard, he's been helping out on farms, sleeping between goats, leaving the reins in the hands of a 15-year-old prince who has been holding court in a meadow. For why you should go, a young lady like yourself won't get a good room at the inn by herself. Queen Anticlia has always been kind to travelers. Maybe something she got from my grandfather. If you ask her, he won't most likely find you a place, or or you can walk 1.5 hours towards the nearest estate of a noble family. I will give you one medium and one small one. Do you know where the queen is currently residing?" "Alright, I'll take that." And I think about a quarter of an hour walking to the south following the main road. It was where the prince held his meeting today. She's always close by during those, and if she's not there anymore, someone should know where to find her. Penelope puts the yarn away, careful not to reveal the dagger hanging at her side underneath her cloak, but also feeling that she could pull it quickly if needed. Looked up towards the sun, judged the time, and set off. The afternoon was still long, but she preferred the certainty of knowing where she could staying out of Helios' scorching gaze, and she left the town. She saw the silhouette of a bird landing on a distant tree down the road. It's been a while since I recorded something. Um, yeah, I just wrote this and I was thinking, why not? The title is derived from the French word la pensée, meaning thought, which I have also seen spelled as Penseus. Um, it's kind of what I use as a strip name for them because the meaning's so applicable. Like, I adore Penelope and Oedipen is fine. Uh, and I understand why it isn't used because Ceus could also refer to Theseus or a couple of other characters from Greek mythology, and well, wouldn't work. Also, like if you had to be a woman in ancient Greece, you would want to be a woman in Sparta. They were chill with their women's rights in comparison to the rest of Greece, which I mean women were allowed outside without their husband's permission, and they could sport. Of course, on the pursuit of strong women who have many strong children to fight in wars, so don't give them too much credit, but it's better than being a woman in Athens. So, hey, I'm back. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't think I'm going to go back to a regular schedule, but who knows? No, not who knows. I'm very busy at the moment, and I do not have the time to go back to like recording hour-long videos every week. But I hope you enjoyed.